Guys, it's me.
Today on Pirate Pizza Review.
I got pizzas.
On this show?
The annual pizzas. How do you choose the annual pizza? I walked into Walmart and I went down that long aisle of frozen pizzas. These two jumped out at me as cartoonish, kind of 90s, and both pepperoni, which matches your eye patch. And you have olives too. I don't really like pepperoni that much personally.
No?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I enjoy good pepperoni pizza.
So one of them is kind of a staple. I think this is all over the country. Tony's.
I'm pretty sure it's widely known. Wild Mike's, I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess he does sound kind of like a, maybe like a rival pirate. Wild Mike.
Supersized, uncured pepperoni with no nitrates.
Wouldn't you prefer it be cured? The illustration reminds me of maybe a late 90s kind of like extreme pizza.
Yeah, he should be brought to you in squiggle vision.
Down to his logo. His logo is in squiggle vision, even though it's static. Inside, there are packets of crushed red pepper and Italian spice. Do you think you'll try it?
Yeah, I'll try it. I've never seen that in a pizza box.
Right. It's also huge, by the way, over 2 pounds. And getting it home like in a grocery bag, next to impossible. It's definitely a problem with frozen pizzas, is they're not like the easiest to kind of get home all the time.
It might also be a problem for the pizza pans.
Talk about great segue.
I brought pizza pans. Last year we had a bit of a problem with the pizza on the rack. Maybe it'll fit on this one.
The guy with the Italian name probably knows pizza a little better.
I think Tony's looks kind of like 7-Eleven pizza.
My doubloons are on Tony's.
You ever have like 7-Eleven pizza, like Cumberland Farms pizza?
No.
No? Never in your whole pirate life? I think convenience store pizza is worse than no pizza at all.
Wow.
There was some settling. Everything has gone to one side.
You put a frozen pizza in a grocery bag and then you carry the grocery bag. You're not doing this the whole way home.
Yeah, but they should be
Frozen into it enough?
Yeah.
Let's see what Tony's looks like.
better distribution. There's quite a bit of pepperoni on this one, actually.
It's Wild Mike's, man. It's extreme pizza.
Now that we've redistributed.
I've been wondering what makes it an ultimate pizza.
Well, it's large. There's a lot of pepperoni.
I've been going to physical therapy.
Yeah, you really have to like flex out and get real wide. That's great. Because you weren't able to even move that. All you could do was flop that thing around last year.
Yeah, last year it was dead weight, but doing my Kegels. You may not know this about me, but I'm homeless now because the lease ran out on my home.
The studio.
Frankie.
Yeah, I let it go. I just didn't care about this puppet quite enough.
Wow.
So you had to move in with Matt. I don't know if you guys know Matt. Matt basically has a nice little apartment just stuffed with puppets.
Among other things, but yes.
Now, I don't want you to forget that Werner Craftkeeper is here and he has not seen you in a while. And you think you've had it bad.
He's looking a little like the Ring today.
Don't try and stop me, Smee. Or these days, like, don't try and stop me, Smee. I genuinely hope they're both good because I was disappointed last year when you didn't feel confident in eating the pizza whatsoever. For me, the litmus test was, I was like, well, I'll eat it, that's fine. And then my kid came over and was like, I'd like some. And I was like, no, you should not.
Daddy.
Oh, you want to have some? That is where I draw the line.
You're the canary in the cage of the mine.
Exactly. I'm her court jester. I swallow all the poison.
Now we're in the dead bake.
And you know what that means?
Movie
Oh,
trailer?
boy.
Yes.
Are there actually movies being made?
This is an interesting problem. Okay. I've never heard of this before, but a day ago, a trailer for a movie called The Call went up.
Let's do it.
I wish I was here to protect.
So what are your friends, carnies?
Funny.
I was wondering when you get here.
This doesn't look like a Hollywood movie.
Why does she have 80s hair?
Going somewhere?
Oh, I'm sorry, old hag.
You are lucky my husband is not here. He would shoot you. Now get out!
Okay.
Wow. She could have just called the police.
Right. Instead, she's like,
I'm gonna shoot you. Get out of here.
a prank gone too far. Banana phone.
Is that the Saw guy?
Oh, is it?
Is it
From the creator of Final Destination, so it is a Hollywood film.
Yeah, that's the guy from Saw, isn't it?
This looks like crap.
We're all gonna suffer.
These trailers never seem to go very well for us. It's like dog cancer all over again.
Dimly lit everything.
Right. It looks like a no views movie. Okay.
Oh, is it over? Sorry.
The Conjuring 3 got a trailer
How
3
much
months ago.
left is there to conjure?
I got an opinion about The Conjuring.
Yeah? It's crap.
Well, everybody really loves the first one. It was sort of like considered novel in a way. And I went to go see it. It was a generic horror movie.
Yeah, that's so by the book.
Let's take a look at The Conjuring 3. From Batman.
New from the WB.
Hello, nurse.
That was the longest New Line Cinema pan out I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, really. Maybe they felt like they needed to stretch this out. So as I recall, it's a haunted house movie, right?
Oh, the whole house is haunted now, not just the ugly, stupid doll.
Those are two famous people that were in the first one. Based on the terrifying files.
Or is that their draw? Based on a true story.
From the real life journal. From the live journal. I'll admit to you though, I do enjoy a good, fairly unpopular horror movie. Yeah, like Nina and I saw like Ouija 2 in theaters one time. We had a good time. You get a big bucket of popcorn, huge. So the biggest soda they got, you spent a lot of money on food. I can't believe they got like the actors from the first movie.
I can't believe that these characters are so surprised by ghosts. What's wrong with you? Are you okay?
I know, it's sort of a Jurassic Park problem, where just over and over again, you're like, yeah, it's
The
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs are dangerous? Who knew?
No, there's profits.
There's money to be made, yes. Marketed properly, this doll can make us a mint.
How do you feel about horror movies in general?
Oh, why? Isn't life horrible enough as it is?
They're not my cup of tea.
No. Have you ever seen one that was like very affecting, where you were like, oh, that kind of stayed with me, actually?
I don't remember the name of it. All I remember at the end, everyone was dead, and then this kid was on a guitar singing a song in the woods.
It was.
Oh, about music, I saw that. He kills them all. I saw that, yes.
Yeah. They went to the woods for something and
To cut an album in the
Was that
woods,
what it was?
of course.
As you get older, obviously, you see behind the curtain, you know how the sausage is made, you're not
Yeah.
afraid of horror movies. But when I was a kid, I don't know if it was made for TV or what, and I have not seen it since then.
Was it real? Was it all in your imagination?
It was Neil Patrick Harris.
Doogie Howser, ooh.
He was the biological son of this family, and there was a stepson, like a bad boy stepson. I think the parents got killed, and everybody framed the bad boy son, and Neil Patrick Harris actually did it.
Two parents murdered. Could their sons have done it? Neil Patrick Harris and Roseanne's Johnny Galecki, based on the true story that'll keep you guessing to the end. A Family Torn Apart, NBC Tonight.
I went to bed being like, oh my God, like my parents are gonna die.
You know what did it for me? The 80s remake of The Blob. As a child, I just saw the scene where the guy gets sucked into the sink, and I was afraid to watch TV for a good 2 weeks.
Well, on the topic of remakes of like classic black and white horror movies, have you ever seen John Carpenter's The Thing? You know, it's young Kurt Russell stuck in Antarctica or something like that, and this alien life form that's just
Trapped in the ice.
mutilating everybody. The first, I don't know, hour of it is just very disturbing happenings in this extreme remote location in the freezing ass cold.
Classic 80s.
And it just really sets you up for a scary time.
You are a big fan of horror.
Yeah, I love horror movies.
So
Yeah.
here's my question. Why do you pay $12 to go to the movies to be horrified when you could just turn on the damn TV?
Yeah, well, not all emotions are happy.
This song is so sad.
But life is sad sometimes, so I kind of like it.
People enjoy a good, like, tearful purge, don't
If
they?
I'm putting my money down, I'm paying to feel good by the end of that 2.5 hours.
Is that true? That's really how you feel about the issue?
Because life is miserable. Life is anticlimactic.
On the topic of making children scared, I keep messing that up with Gloria. I showed her the false graph nightmare sequence from last year, and it is really stuck in her head.
Why the place was scared? Why the place was scared? Why the place was scared?
Because they're scary plates.
A ghost in them.
Who screamed?
John. This time it's not gonna be. Did they do it?
She's happy all day, and then when it's time to like settle down and go to bed at night, anything that's bugging her comes up, and she starts crying about it. That's when she starts going like, and Daddy had a cut on his hand, and John had so many plates, and Matt turned into broken plates.
Broken plates.
So there's that, and then the more recent one was I showed her the Halloween episodes of Animaniacs. The plot is the Animaniacs annoy the hell out of a vampire. There's like a Bugs Bunny-ish moment where he's like over Dot, and her little skinny neck, it says like insert teeth here. And she was like, what's he doing? What's going on? I said, oh, he's gonna bite her neck like a vampire. I shouldn't have said that. We're going to bed that night, and she's like, why is he want to bite Dot's neck? Why does he do that? It's so mean. He's a bully. Why is he do it? And we had to concoct for an hour a story about how we're going to beat up the vampire.
Gloria, we hired Simon Belmont. You're fine.
Yeah. She loves the Addams family. She doesn't find them frightening. So I concocted this entire story about how the Addams family are going to show up and beat this guy up. One by one, like Lurch is going to start.
And she was fine after that ridiculous explanation.
She started laughing a lot. Well, the Animaniacs dress him up like a clown, put lipstick on him, so we talked a lot about making a fool out of him and stuff. She also, while I'm on the topic, she went to her cousin's house, and there was a toy snake that she was really attached to. Her cousin, who's her same age, wanted it back. And she was like a little traumatized about, like, I wanted to share the snake. So we bought her own snake. She's been since loving this like toy snake. And I asked her, I said, what's the snake's name? Because we always name stuff. Gary Castle.
And associates?
And it's a girl. So we have to say, where's Gary Castle? Where is she? In describing the death of this vampire, Gary Castle was a major was a major player. Those look good.
Yeah.
Hey, can I go get Gary Castle?
Yeah, go ahead. I want to see him.
Yeah, he's right here. She. This is Gary Castle.
Wow.
She really likes to play tag with her. I have to steal Gary Castle and run away. And I have to sort of like almost be dropping Gary Castle. And so there's like a lot of exhilaration. And
you had a handicap for the 2-year-old.
Yeah. 3. She's been saying sentences lately that blow me away.
Just wait until she gets a little older.
Dad was in a weird situation where he and his friends had a nightmare about dishes. She was like, Daddy, you have a cut. Ow, ow. And I was like, Matt put lipstick on my hand. Lately, she's been saying, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video about John's dishes, except it's gonna be silly, not scary. I'm gonna make a silly video about John's dishes.
We should do a recut of that same thing with a glory filter on it.
Hallelujah.
She's actually the Joss Whedon cut. It's quipping and...
That's what Joss Whedon said. He was like, I'm gonna make Justice League again, but it's gonna be silly this time.
Tony's is really good. I think.
Is it all in the pan?
You could pull out Tony's, we could try it.
Just a heads up, in the future, if you ever need extra oven mitts, I am an oven mitt.
That's the one thing about these pizza pans is you can't really hold them down with your own hand to cut.
The frozen pizzas I get have like a little cardboard disc that the pizza sits on, and I will reuse those and throw the pizza on top of it and cut it.
I think that's a good slice. You want one?
You tell me if it's worth the horrific incontinence for me.
It's convenience store pizza, but it's better because it's fresh. They heat those pizzas with like the little lamps that they keep like small
heating lamps.
Small chickadees alive.
It actually tastes remarkably like the cheese pizza that I used to grab from the Chinese buffet.
I thought you were gonna say it tastes remarkably like rock bottom.
I think it's a really good pepperoni, and that it's actually a little spicier than most pepperonis you get.
Yeah, pepperoni's not bad.
They invested in the pepperonis over at Tony's.
It's an okay frozen pizza.
But now I feel that we're ready for the main event.
It's fresh out of the oven.
Fresh out of the oven, right to the burn ward.
It's much more risen.
Can you grab me a piece of paper towel, please?
Yes.
I like the whispering that implies like, don't let them know I'm not a puppet. This is a good looking pizza, let me tell you.
Mike is risen.
It's like doughy convenience store pizza.
Yeah, I think a little longer of a cook time.
I agree.
Maybe not on a pizza pan because the crust is a little soft. Overall flavor profile, I think I like it a little better than the Tony's. The sauce is a little milder.
Yeah. I actually did like the sweet sauce on the Tony's. Let's try those extra flavors.
Yeah.
Because it was inside the pizza, it's all wet. Oh my God.
It does add a little something to that pizza.
Yeah. I mean, you could just buy that. I think they packaged it to be like, if you don't love the pizza, here's some common ingredients to help.
I think overall, I like it a little better than Tony's.
The doughiness doesn't do a lot for me, so just real quick, I'm just gonna have a quick Tony's.
Which one is better if you're a pandemic shut-in?
Mike's is better.
Mike's.
This is getting more convenience store by the moment. Would you recommend it to somebody? Or are there way better frozen pizzas out there? Can you think of a good reason to buy a frozen pizza?
Convenience. You don't have the time.
It'd be easier to go pick one up.
If it's the middle of the night and everything else is closed, you just have something that's in the house.
But you would have had to have purchased it with the thought in mind that...
That's a very bachelor move. Frozen pizza is the food of bachelors.
We're not talking about high standards here. It's just...
I got Gary Castle to feed. All right, well, look, we'll see you next year.
If we're still all alive next year.
Yeah, it was a close call this year.
I've been cooking macaroni and cheese since I was 3 years old, right next to my mama. She made the best macaroni and cheese around, and I'm gonna try to make the best macaroni and cheese there is today.
Ever since I was a child, I've loved two things: Halloween and macaroni and cheese.